Hello everybody, my name is Prism Master, and today I'm going to do a slight bit of a review on the Destiny 2 beta. Now, for anyone who is not aware of what Destiny 2 is, Destiny 2 is a very interesting first-person shooter game with slight micro MMO characteristics. What makes it, besides that, Destiny 2 is of course a sequel to the original Destiny. Destiny 2 was an amazing game. Well, dang it, I'm thinking of Destiny 1. Destiny 1 was a pretty good game. It wasn't bad, and it wasn't too good. It was more unfinished, if anything, and that a lot of the expansion packs should have already been in the game. Should have already been in the game in the first place to make the game a lot more better, but I think they're learning from their mistakes and are being a little bit more successful when it comes to Destiny 2, but I'll talk about it in a little bit. I just need to do something real quick. Okay. Okay. Now that we've talked plenty about that, I'm gonna play, I'm actually gonna do some gameplay while talking about the game. And I'll talk over some of the basics of the game and what I personally enjoyed about it, what were the pros and cons of the beta, and will I possibly get this game in the future. So the first question that many people have been asking is about the beta, because a lot of people want to know, was the beta good? Was it bad? And I love betas. I love betas so much. They are probably my most favorite part of gaming, is just playing a beta. Any open beta. Playing open betas is a dream. It is very fun to play open betas. Now, when it comes down to the game, I'm going to separate the review of the game into 3 basic subjects. One of them is going to be the gameplay of the combat. I'm also going to be talking about the exploration. Of course, it's going to be merely within the beta, so everything that I do say could easily change. Besides combat, it's also going to be about customization or game mechanics. And then the third one will be about the specific environments that you can be in and like what's a good type of area. So let's just hurry up and get into this.
A friendly note. The Red Legion
So right now, if you're not aware, I am playing with the Warlock class.
Are you sure?
Which if you don't know what the Warlock class is, basically it is a tactical class. And there's a lot of different customization options from elemental effects, and I can't go really too deep into it. But when it comes down to the PvE combat, let's talk about combat, specifically with PvE. As you can see, we're with a bunch of other players. We're with a bunch of other players. You can see the environment is very, very beautiful. I enjoy Destiny 2's environments. It is insanely beautiful. Just how amazing the environments are. I'm gonna have to give some props to that. But for combat, let's talk about combat. Combat. But just be aware of the visuals that are in the air, that are around. So when it comes down to the combat can be easily separated into 2 different forms. There's PvE combat, which is player versus environment, which this is players versus environment, what we're doing right now. Because it directly involves us fighting against simple AI. We're not actually fighting against real players. I need to refix my class because they're very nice to me. So let me just fix this. Because, oh yeah, and there's also customization options as well, which I love the customization that is in this game. The customization in this game is very, very nice. I like it a lot. But with every pro, there's also some cons. Personally, one of the many cons that I seem to have with the combat is the less of the PvE combat. The PvE combat is amazing in this game. PvE combat in this game is extremely amazing, and I love the PvE combat, and I love some of the designs on these weapons that are in the game. However, the combat that I do not prefer, the thing that I do not like about this game is the PvP combat.
Don't like it.
Which is the player versus player combat. So it's all based off of well, basically it's like multiplayer, fighting against other players.
Zavala, I think they're trying to contain the Red Legion.
They have bigger problems. They
Yeah, but this is PvE combat. This is really, really good combat. I love it a lot. And I can use millions of different abilities. I love the abilities in this game. I love everything about the PvE combat in this game. But we'll go over PvP combat in a little bit just to give some explanations as to what I mean by why I don't like it. But in very simple terms, is that PvE combat is very unbalanced. But it's fine if it's unbalanced, where you have super great rarities of weapons, or weapons are overpowered. It's not really that. It's just that the PvP combat is very, very clunky. And it's because of how clunky it is that you really don't start to enjoy it. It's really difficult to enjoy the PvE combat in the PvP combat in this game. With the PvE combat and the environments, like look at this environment. All of this is so very vibrant, and I love it so much. It's so good. But besides visuals, now going into game mechanics. Now the game mechanics for a character is that you have specific types of classes, if you will. Those classes can be easily simplified into 3 basic forms. One of them is the Warlock, which is the one I'm using, which is all about using specific advantages such as, like, how do I say this, healing or re-empowering. You have all of this really, really good mechanics that can come in handy. You even had some elemental effects. It's all basically, it's kind of like a, I guess you could call it a magic user, if you will. But they're very tactical. Warlocks are extremely tactical, but they probably have like one of the best recovery capabilities. And recovery basically means that they can get back in the fight a lot more quicker. But of course they lack in a lot of other aspects. So besides what I've just talked about, there's also a couple of other things. Not only is there just the Warlock, there's also the Hunter and the Titan. Now, these 3 characters had already existed within the first game, so it's no surprise to any person who's played Destiny. Any person who's played the first Destiny game, they are very well aware of the 3 classes, and they've never changed, so it's not that big of a surprise.
Friendly suggestion. Drop them first, Cap.
But besides that, each character has a subcategory or subclass, as we'll call it. And that's also my special ability, before you ask. Yeah, but it's very interesting how the game acts and plays around with the PvE. The PvP is not that great.
Brace yourselves.
Sorry for repeating myself there. But as you can see, the combat is amazing. I love the combat. It's not that the combat is innovative. It's really just a simple grenade, a special ability, and then a melee, and then a super ability. It's not innovative or new or special for the combat. The combat is very, very basic. Basically just regular, basically. But I do have to say this now. I do personally enjoy the combat quite a bit.
I think they want their drill back.
I'm sorry for being quiet, I just noticed that I was being quiet. But, we talked about a bit of the combat. We talked about how PvE combat. But the combat is very fluent, it's very slow, definitely.
Let's hope this thing launches in the right direction. It's going to be a short trip.
It's definitely very interesting, the PvP combat. But, I am going to say this now, is that the combat is not innovative or interesting or unique. I'm sorry for repeating that, but it is not innovative or unique at all. It's only the enemies within that combat that are super interesting. Now that we've talked about combat a little bit, and how I personally love the combat, it's too basic, it's not gonna do anything special. It's more of the design of the characters that I enjoy more. There, that's an easier way of doing it. Oh no. Oh no. Well. Oh yeah, and there's also a respawn system for the PvE combat, which I'm probably not going to get revived anyway. But, this is a good time to talk. Okay, so
Zavala's gonna owe us big for this.
basically is that when it comes down to the use of game mechanics wise, everything is very, very fluent. I very much like it. And the game mechanics with where each character possesses a certain strength or weakness.
This is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is just fine.
how each character possesses a certain strength or weakness is very, very unique, and I love it a lot. However, I do have to say that the characters that you get to choose from, like Warlock and all those others, they don't really change or impact the game severely. It really doesn't. But oh yeah, okay. Let's talk about map design, because this is a good time to look at map design. The map design in PvE is disgusting, and the only reason I'm going to say that now is because of the fact that the beta, there was only really 2 maps that I could see from the beta, and they don't really add anything extra to the maps. The maps are visually aesthetic, but I personally think that the PvE maps are a lot more beautiful. I love the guns. I love the design of the maps. I love the combat. I'm just gonna say that I really am not a fan of PvP in this game. It's just the combat for it is bad. It doesn't seem very good. But the game mechanics and everything within it is really, really nice. And even the customization, everything is really nice. It's not innovative or 100% unique. It's pretty much not that unique at all, really.
What gave it away?
How dare you?
But, yeah, now we're on to a boss battle, so we get to show a bit more of the combat. While also looking at the design of the map. All of this is really nice. And then we'll try some PvP as well. I don't know if we'll be able to finish off this boss. That kind of just depends on if I can perform well and if my team can perform well. There we go. So this is the first stage of the boss. I really like the boss design as well. I really like the enemy design that is in the game. I love the map design. And I love anything. I love the map design. I love the gameplay. I love the combat of PvE. I cannot, and I say this again, I cannot enjoy the PvP combat. It just doesn't feel that great compared to other games that do use PvP, such as Titanfall. Call of Duty to an extent has a pretty interesting PvP. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it really just seems that the PvP for Destiny is not really that great. It's not innovative of any sort, or of any kind.
Another drop. I think you hurt the mine. Don't let up.
It's extremely simple. It's extremely simple, basic PvP combat that could easily be replicated with any class. And I say this right now, any class, it could be replicated with any game. So I'm not going to say that it's unique, it's interesting, it's innovative. No, it's none of that. The Destiny 2 beta is pretty basic in terms of PvP. The PvE combat is extremely unique, however, which is what I personally enjoy. And you can see the PvE combat is pretty interesting. Sorry for being a little bit quiet. I'm trying to focus so much because I don't really want to start this over again. My aim's bad.
Lose your head.
Man, I love the mechanics of the weapons. I love the mechanics of just about everything. Oh, look at that. We finished the PvE combat. Get to have a lovely chest, and we get to have some nice loot. Because there is looting in this game. There is looting and rarity weapons.
What's your assessment of this
All
incident?
extremely important.
Vex records indicate the Cabal discovered the mine and dug
And we can
into this
do
world
some
to capture
dances
it.
as well.
Had the Red Legion
'Cause
achieved
why
their
not?
goal, I estimate a 60% chance this planetoid would have been destroyed.
I don't know,
in
it's
the
just like when you
ensuing
see someone
battles.
doing dances like this, it really
Luckily,
ruins the
the captain
well, the
stepped
game's not
in.
even serious. I love how not so serious the game can be. Because the game can be so not serious and super, super fun. And it doesn't mean that it's not gonna be serious at times, it's just, there's all these really cool mechanics for the game. And I love the PvE. The PvE is by far the, like, shining golden star of this Destiny 2 beta. By far, it is amazing. It only stinks that we only have one mission for it, which is the Inverted Spire, which is what we just played. Now, I am going to be talking about PvP, and I am going to also be playing PvP. Now, it's not that PvP is bad, and it's definitely very difficult to get used to, but I don't really enjoy PvP, and I'll go into that now. Not that it's completely 100% bad, it's just it's not adding anything to the table. It's the same everything. It's everything. It's basically the exact same thing. Ooh, I've always wanted to check this out, though. Oop, I like this one. But, no, it's basically the exact same thing. Just a little bit more different. How do I exactly say this? It's very difficult to explain. It's very difficult for me to explain, but I think in a very simple form, I can explain it with one word, which is basic by far. Destiny 2 is by far extremely basic in terms of its beta, and also in terms of the PvP of its beta, so we'll try playing some PvP while we're at it. PvP only has one mode at this point in time. But besides that, is that the PvE, the PvE is amazing. It's extremely innovative. I love it. It's super, super amazing. However, the PvP, like I've said before many, many times, is that it's extremely basic, and it's not very innovative. It takes everything for the PvP and kind of dumbs it down. Not that it's bad, because the thing is that the PvP needs to kind of be unbalanced, because it is something where you get loot from the PvE, and then you use that loot to become stronger. The only problem is that there are things like weapons being a lot more stronger in many situations compared to other weapons and so on, which is fine. But there's also this unbalance of game mechanics, and it's like everything is so similar to other games, but they're dumbing it down even more. The game is a bit slow in PvP, just gonna say that. Along with the game being slow in PvP, which being slow is fine. I can deal with a slow game. I've played slow games in my past, so I'm not really worried about games having a slower pace. It's a lot more faster paced compared to a Call of Duty game. But as I've said, is that it's not the pace that's the problem, it's the fact that it's all basic mechanics. It's got the same mini-map type of style with Titanfall 2. The only thing I can think of that is extremely innovative and extremely unique is the fact that the actual... How do I say this? Oh. Sorry, I was being a little bit quiet. And that's the thing, is that you get really, really focused when you're playing this game. Like, you get extremely focused.
Enemy captured Zone B.
Not that being focused is a bad thing.
Zone A's captured. It's yours. You have zone advantage. Zone C lost.
Oh no. I need to switch to a better weapon.
Zone B captured.
Okay, so this
Zone
guy likes to fly a
advantage
lot.
is yours.
But, yeah, the actual mechanics for the games are pretty interesting.
Zone C secure.
Personally don't
You
like it
control all
when it comes to the
zones.
PvP.
Zone A lost.
PvP kind of just seems like the child that kind of just doesn't fit in. I don't know how to exactly say it. It's just the black sheep in the room, basically. Or whatever you want to call it. But, it's not that the PvP is bad, as I've said before. It's just not really my style. It's not unique or innovative.
Don't
And when I'm
spend
looking
all
for
that
betas, I'm
ammo
looking for
in
stuff
one
that's
place.
unique.
Zone B lost. You captured Zone B. Keep this up and the battle is yours. You have advantage.
There we go.
Five minutes. Good. Show your enemy what a real fight looks like.
And melee is extremely important in this game because the time to kill is
You're
so
pulling
low
ahead. Keep
that you
it
can't
that
do
way.
anything without
Zone A secure.
you can't do
control
anything
all
without
zones.
meleeing. Meleeing in this game is extremely important in close quarters combat. And while the melee isn't that high damage, it's extremely unique and needs to be used a little bit more often. Like right there, that was a good use of my
Zone A lost.
abilities. To use my melee. They're gonna go after that. So we just gotta try to protect these zones. It's definitely very interesting. Definitely very interesting. I think this mechanic, though, with the power ammo and needing to grab it from these two different sides is extremely, extremely unique. And that's the only thing I'm really enjoying about their PvP, is this specific mechanic.
3 minutes. Don't see lost.
See, the melee is so important. It can help you win a fight so much more quickly.
You captured Zone A. You have advantage. You're dominating the field. Don't let up.
See, even there, like the melee, a lot of people talk about melee is crazy. That's insane.
Zone
Maybe it
B
doesn't completely
lost.
one punch, but it's still insane. Just how powerful it is.
Finish them. You captured Zone C. Zone advantage is yours.
Ah. They activated their ult. Okay, so I'm gonna say the PvP is fun, but not innovative.
Zone C lost.
Oh, I can't see anything. Oh.
Zone C captured. You have advantage. A victory well executed.
There we go. Yeah, the PvE isn't too bad. It's just a little bit wonky. But it is pretty refreshing to try out some interesting PvP with some new mechanics. But I think I'm going to just end it off here, but let me just go over a quick overview of what I was just talking about. So basically, in very simple forms, I should say, in a very simple form, I'm going to say that I really enjoy this game. I might actually get it. However, I do have to say that while the game is amazing and very, very interesting, I do have to say that the only types of the game, like certain environments and certain game modes, the only things that were appearing from the beta that I personally enjoyed was the PvE was absolutely amazing, completely unique, and I loved all of it. I loved the beta. I don't think I could have anything that was just as good. I really loved the beta. I really loved the PvE. The PvP I don't really like. It's fun to play it, but it's not really my type of thing. Not that the PvP is bad. By any means, it is not. It has all of the basics that makes a good PvP game. It's just not new, and it's not innovative compared to other PvP games I've played. But the mechanics in the game definitely do change that up a bit. So anyway, I think I'm gonna cut off this review here. I think I might get this game later when it comes out. When it comes out, I'm definitely buying the game. Definitely. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. Especially for the PvE modes and the story and all that. And hopefully it's good. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the stream, or if you liked this review, you can press the like button if you dare. I will not enforce it. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Later on today, I think I'm also going to be doing this is a quick update. I'm also going to be doing a Titanfall 2 stream using my breaching class, and soon, a couple days from now, we'll also get to try out a couple of Frontier Defense and other things, but we'll do some more Titanfall 2 streams later today. So, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye.